Hi, how are you? This is Phillip Guan, CPA. Welcome to the Trade Tech Software training. This will be the last training for 2025. In the past 2 days, I already talked about the partnership as corporation. Today, I'm going to share with you the C corporation. Now, this training will be very short and sweet. Now, all my training are not intended to go deep. I assuming that the people who looking for my training are no experience, no degree in accounting, and just beginning to learn how to do the tax. But if you already have a degree in accounting and you already have experience, it's good. That may be too easy for you, but it's good for you. There are 3 level learning. First level learning is learn how to do it. The second level learning how to become a trainer. The third level is how to become train the trainer. So now, as you can see right now, do I share my screen? Do I recording yet? Yes, it is recording, and I share my screen, which is good. Now, far left corner in the very top, that shows you 1120. That's the first time in this training you see 1120. Yesterday and the day before, you see 1120S, as like Sam. That's S corporation. Now, this is the U.S. corporation tax return. Do you see it? It did not say S corporation. This is a C corporation. C like cat. Now, all the corporation, when they first set up, it was set up as a C corporation. The corporation was incorporated in each and every state. And then if you would like to choose elected as an S corporation, you need to fill 25534 form. Send it to the IRS. They could send it by fax or mail. And then IRS will mail you an S corporation acceptance letter. And the S corporation acceptance letter, that will be a permanent record. If you get lost it, you can create a company IRS account, log in, and you can always retrieve it. Okay, now, do you remember when you do the 11S? In here, and this is not a client. So when you do 11S, now this is what the S corporation. Do you see? Far left corner. As you can see, even though you go through the mix 171,332, there is no number. So it up from 23A all the way down, which means, Brandon, what is this? Line S corporation down here. How come there's nothing? How come there's no number in 23A all the way to 28B?
Because S corporations are pass-through entities, so they don't get taxed on the federal level.
That is correct. And then how come the C corporation, do you remember that? And that when I open the C corporation, like the ABC, the one in here, you see they need to pay almost 60K. Why?
Because C corporations are treated not as pass-through entities, like an actual entity, so they're taxed into separately. So like double taxation along with the individual.
That is correct. And this money, like the line 30, it taxed first in the federal, 21%. State of California tax you 8.84, that's almost 9. The like 21 plus 9 is almost 30. So 30% at the corporation level. And then to the personal, we serve it as a dividend. Dividend, do you remember when you do 1040, dividend is an ordinary income. So that's why the same amount of this money will be taxed twice. This is the most unfavorable tax treatment. Did the law say you have to pay more tax? Brandon? Did the law say you have to pay more tax?
Are you talking about in regards to C corporation?
Or any individual or corporation? The law did not say you have to pay more taxes. The law said you have to pay within the legal or the law require you to pay. Nobody requires to pay more than 1 cent of what the law said. And also, we're not supposed to do anything is more or less in here. So the law requires C corporation. If you choose as a C corporation to do business, the tax is federal 21%, state of California. If you're state of California, will be 8.84. That's for sure. Okay, and then the dividend, the return earning must be distributed. If not, if you hold too much money in the C corporation, there's a huge penalty. So therefore, now, why people have to do business as a C corporation, even though the C corporation like this? Well, there's certain business, the law does not allow them to become S corporation, like life insurance company, the bank, and others. There's a list in the law. And the second, if you have a shareholder in a corporation, the owner of the corporation is called shareholder. The owner of the ALC called member. Now, if there's a foreigner of the US, okay, if you are, because we are doing the US tax corporation, US corporation, we are talking about US tax law. If you are the foreigner or foreign company of the US, as one of the shareholder, your corporation is not allowed to choose an S corporation. Or if you have more than 75 shareholder, you're not going to qualify. So 3 things. Certain business you cannot do it, but most of business does. It's listed in the rule. And second, if you have any foreigner or foreign company as a shareholder. Number 3, if you have more than 75 shareholders. So other than that, if the law permits you to use an S corporation, you don't. And you're not doing the most tax advantage way to take care of your taxes. Uncle Sam is not going to send you a letter tell you, hey, you can do S corporation. But you should go to talk to your CPA, and your CPA will advise you to do a comparison whether or not you should keep C corp or S corp or vice versa. So the each and every case are different. And as long as legal, ethic, and you can looking for the best tax saving way to take care of your tax matters. But very important, everything must be legal. So now, how to do it? Very similar like individual. Go to in the far left corner, there's a data entry. Do you see many tabs like this, like that? The blue is something have there, and the black that means something doesn't have there. You remember, similar as last year, Sally is in your two tax return 80% to 90% chances are Sally. So now, the cool thing, if you're this the old client, you can lower over all this information. You just need to double check it. You don't even need to be inputting. Now, if this is the new corporation, this is the EIN. Now, when you input the EIN, you don't input the hyphen. If you input the hyphen, you're probably gonna miss in the last digit. So you make sure when you don't input the hyphen and then you get all digit, when you enter and the hyphen is gonna show. And that's important. Before, about 2 years before, you copy with hyphen and you open the new one, they're okay. But with the most recent 2 years straight text software, you no longer can do it. And then what you need to do is you need to copy this. You go to your little note, sticky note, and then you paste in here, and you go to this hyphen and this. When you so you're going to get rid of this two hyphen and then copy and paste. You see it? By doing this way, you get rid of the hyphen. You will not missing the last digit. Okay. Address, obviously all makeup. So it's not real. None of the information in here are real. So we all make up for training purpose. So those are the very standard question. There's one question you need to be a little bit careful. Now, you can see this is the first year. Obviously, there's no last year, right? But for this tax software, you must put the prior year at 0 in here. Otherwise, the e-file is not going to go through it. Okay? So that's probably either the software or the IRS e-file system, no matter what, that works. Okay, as long as you put a 0 in here for it. So even though you're not supposed to. Now, in here, you're supposed to also input when you do last year, what it is in here. Now, they have 941 and 940. It's payroll. Now, they did not change the address after they set up. Okay? So now, and then we close this one. Then we go to income, second one. Let's say this is what they have. Now, this tax software does not take any commas. So if you have a client gave you information in Excel, sometimes you have commas. Okay? So you need to highlight the whole sheet and change it to numbers only. So that way you can copy and paste along the way. Now this is the interest income, the dividend income in there. And this is the income other than interest and dividend. Now, this is a rental income if you rent out rent out something. This is rent revenue. Now this is different than the third one, deduction, the rent you pay it out to someone. This is expenses. This is a rent expenses. And that was a rental income. They do not have rental income. Now, when you go deduction, start from the far left on the top, start A accounting, or still A, you see it? They highlighted. In cash basis, there's no bad debt expenses. Bad debt expenses means somebody owe your money and did not pay for it. Accrual basis is there's a bad debt expenses when you have recognized an income and they do not pay you, you write off. Right. Now, how to do it for sure is right. Here's this. You have the original either lying in front of your desk or in your computer. You turn your head left, look at the original. You either put the ruler or the paper with it, and then put it straight to the corner of the table. Because sometimes the client gave it to you, the printout may not have line. If your paper not in the square position, it could be lab with different line. And then you put the ruler or paper or even color paper that along the way go to it. Now you first look at the left, your original, and then input in here. Now, and then you use the arrow key, go down. Now you look at left, you input, and then you look at left again, and you move, you go back and move. So each and every number you actually see twice. Each and every number you see twice. You first look at original, and then you input, and then you go back to look at original, double check as it is. Because as you look at your eye from the right to the left, you actually see, oh, cell phone, right there. It's highlighted. And you look at here, oh yeah, it is cell phone. But if you say, oh, sure, it's not cell phone, that means you put in long line. And then you have to move to, if in fact it's not cell phone, if it's downstairs, and then you have to move down here. Okay, so far, so on. So that way, after you carefully do it like this, you should be able to make sure all the number go to the right places. Now, this is 150K. So there are 4 zeros below. It's very easy to make mistake like this. Also, it's very easy to make mistake like this as well. So therefore, you count the zero. Nothing wrong with count the zero. Okay. So you put the mouse in there to click from the 3 digits right there. And then you see it, because your original, you more likely have a comma there, like this. And that's easy. And like this too. And then, but especially this, like this, right? So that you can see it. You click in the thousands, in the 3 digits to the 4 digits right there, between 3 to 4. So now you go down all the way. Now it's F, right? G-I, you see it? I. You hit continue, arrow down, it goes to jump to the other side. It is not uncommon to go to long places. And many times, here, double check is the easiest way. When you go to the output screen, double check is not as easy as this, because this one follow the A to E sequence. And the output screen doesn't have the line. In here, you have a highlight in here. You see? You have a highlight. If you're careful, it's very difficult for you to make mistake. Right? If you don't careful, everything could be mistake. Now, if you cannot find any line mid in that, you just double click in here. You copy exactly what they say, and then with the number. And then others, they do some computer, they do furniture, leasehold, and business card. So this is 45, 5 years. Step down, page down, is furniture 7 years. Leasehold improvement 15 years. You say, why 15 years? The law says so. The law is say if you are classified as a leasehold, unless you are classified as not leasehold improvement as a fixture, and that will be 7 years. So businessmen, if they're more than 6,000 pounds, it is. If below, it depends on the situation. So now let's review. In a normal situation, we use calculator but this software is not fully developed yet. So we are going to get a lot of error messages. So for now, I'm more focused on to just get the income and expense portion right. As you can see, you see changes. Now depreciation is in here. Everything good. Now, any questions for me for only this tax return? No question. With that, I would like to get this. I am going to finish the training as of right now for the year of 2025 because this is not an in-depth training. This is a very beginner. I assuming you have no previous tax experience, you have no accounting degree, and you can still learn it. Now, how to advance it? To advance it is called practice makes perfect. JTax software provide you a trial version, free version. You could download it. And you could download it in one computer, and you can open another computer and go to YouTube to watching my YouTube video and follow along the way to do it. At first, you learn, you open my YouTube and do it. And second, you purposely stop it and you do it by yourself and you compare. That's the step number one. And in the step number two, continue study tax prepare classes if you have not been finished. That gives you a knowledge. Okay. And then the practice gives you experience. The third, if you could go to my CPA firm or other CPA firm to get an internship or the job so you can practice. And then the fourth, after tax season, if you like what you learn, what you do during tax season, you just focus on working. And I'm not suggest you during tax season to also study for other licensing like EA or CPA. So that will be too demanding. So, and then after tax season, I suggest you take about 2 weeks off, relax yourself. And then like May or 2006, if you haven't get the EA enroll agent, you can begin to study enroll agent. I planning to teach the EA classes by May 1st, probably start 8 p.m. to 11. So I talk to you guys for 3 hours. It's going to be in English, okay, per night, Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, no classes by that time. So that you guys have a... Now, of course, you're watching my video, you still have to read the book, you have to do exercise, okay? So I could say the EA classes, the online EA certification, each classes takes about 100. Some of them takes about 100 hours to study. Some of them take 50. Let's say even now, there'd be about 300 hours, basically. So if 3 hours per night, that's 100 times. 100 times divided by 5, because we have 5 days a week, right? So that is 20 weeks, right? 20 weeks. Let's say give and take about 4 weeks is not exactly the type of, so it's about 5 months. So in reality, we could finish everything in 5 months. Yeah. So from 5 months to 6 months. From May to December, we have 8 months. I'm sure we have time to finish one round of EA, and some people will be even become an EA in 3 to 4 months. Okay, so some of them will become an EA in 3 months, some of them become 6 months, some of them become in 5 months, or whatever, 6 months, 8 months, whatever month. I mean, some of them may be crazy, go 1 month. I saw people become an EA in 1 month. Even they go to school, even they go to work full time and study on the side. And those are crazy people. But who knows? It may be one of you who in my classes or in the YouTube watch me. Yet there's also you don't know who you are, you don't know your potential until you give a best try. The most difficult to understand person is yourself. And recently, I was writing a book, and the book I'm not published. It's called Unlock Your Potential. Your to turn on your internal engine. There's a lot of people who do not know who you are until you give a best try. I remember when I studied my CPA, I was in my age of 35. I have a twin daughter, 7 years old. I work for one of the big 5 CPA firm in downtown San Francisco. Normally, weekly working time, 60 to 70 hours a week. And I still able to, I normally study from 10 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. And the weekends, I take my daughter and my wife to San Francisco State every single hour, even like 8 o'clock to 8:15, 9 o'clock to 9:15, 10 o'clock to 10:15. I go out from the library and we play with my daughter and with my wife together. And then by the 15th, I say kiss goodbye. I go back to study. I do that. I cannot remember exactly, but I would say not more than 5 months. Not more than 5 months. I study all 4 PAC CPA exam in the same time. I take all 4 PAC CPA exam. I was crazy, and I was lucky. I passed all of them. I work 50 to 60, the 60 to 70 hours a week. And at the age of 35, with $2. And you don't know what is your potential until you give a best shot. Everything is possible if you put your mind into it. Believe in yourself. You become applied tax professional. It's fun to be doing taxes. It's fun to be a CPA. And I remember one of my mentor, Mr. Mark Williams, said, Philip, to be a CPA is good, but just to be a CPA is not good enough. That means besides a CPA, you want to become better than to learn a lot more. I appreciate the time that you are with me, and I would like to share what I know to you. I hope my training, my channel will help you and give you a light and keep going. I believe in you. And if you need any help, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I will provide the best I could. Thank you very much, and happy holiday.
Thank you, Philip.
You're welcome.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Thank you. Bye.